Ms. Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
So many people speak about having a BBL and having surgery, natural bodies. Like, how would you respond to that? Because me personally, it's like, bitch, if you had the money,
you would do it too.
Hello.
It's 2022. Like
I love you, your sister, and your whole team.
Nobody have to cap.
I love that you're open about it.
I don't know. My body was salty. I gained a little weight. Because I signed my deal when I was 21, when I had just turned 21. And I was just having money and like living a whole new life, eating out. I know I'm a foodie, so now I have the funds to like feed this foodie in me and stuff. So I gained a little weight. And everybody on the internet was calling me bad body and stuff. So I feel like that played a role. I started being a little insecure about my body, I guess. And people were saying I'm built weird, but like looking back, I mean not weird, but it was like, oh, you built like white jeans, saying some dumb shit. And I was just young and impressionable.
What's up, everyone? It's Books&Looks TV. So from comments and Congress to like regular insults, if you pretty much probably live in a Black community, you probably heard about the phrase bad built body or the BBB. A bad built body in the Black community is basically a body that doesn't fit desirability standards, which is usually what people would consider an hourglass shape or a Coke bottle shape. So it's basically like large breasts, small waist, and booty, of course, thighs to match it. Unfortunately, those who do not meet this standard often are referred to as bad built body. And these are people who are usually too slim or considered big, basically. So Latto would fall under the too skinny department of this like conversation around like body and desirability, or at least by her interpretation. And recently Latto spoke about how she felt pressure for wanting a BBL basically at a young age, and how she was body shamed when she would post pictures on social media. When Latto came back to rap as an adult because she was basically a child star, I feel like it put her in a box, because when she was on the rap game, she was kind of sounding like this innocent girl and she was all natural. But when she became an adult and spoke about adult activities, a lot of people, again, they were just like, well, this is strange because you were just on the rap game. Now it's like you have this whole totally different persona. And I feel like a lot of people also were associating her body as the same because her body hadn't changed that much from the rap game. So I feel like people weren't really viewing her as an adult. And so I think that Latto understood that in rap, unfortunately, and just living in a patriarchal society, that the male gaze matters. And when we're talking about hip hop, where a majority of her fans will be Black, and she's from Atlanta, and I think she understood that the BBL culture and having what people would consider, I guess you could say, a Black female body with curves was seen as more desirable. Latto started pretty much dressing herself up. I don't want to say to look more Black, but she definitely got that BBL, which to me does embody a lot of times a Black female body. That's not to say that all Black women have this body, but generally a lot of Black women do. Ironically, a lot of Black men like those types of bodies, but when you have lighter skin too, it puts you kind of in a different category. And when Latto was able to do those things, you started hearing people say more like, Latto fine as hell, Latto bad, and she was basically the preference. So when Latto came out with Bitch from the South, it basically put her on the map. Again, people saw her, and she did admit to having a lot of money as her notoriety grew. And when you have money, you often want to spend it. And she said that she liked to eat, and she was eating foods or going places like restaurants where she didn't go when she had less money. And I honestly think a lot of people are like that when they get money. Like even tax season, you hear people make comments about how people splurge. I do think that this conversation is basically nuanced because as you get older, in my opinion, in general, you tend to appreciate more, understand more, and just really learn how a lot of times you were impressionable and how like the media in general programs us. And I think Latto being older, I think she's like 25 now. 4 years later, she kind of realized what some people were saying, that there was nothing really wrong with her. I think, again, there are levels to body satisfaction and dissatisfaction. But I also think that plus size women have it worse when it comes to like body shaming and like the comments that you hear.
Give us the Kendra Cam, girl. Kendra Cam.
I'm gonna just leave this here because we have to make an example of this. I'm not here to shame this woman. I'm really not trying to shame this woman. Because I'm trying to make a point here. If I can. She's certainly built like a bag of laundry. Like, no doubt about it. She's not built nice. Okay? Look at her face, though. Like, that's traditionally the face that women make in, like, pictures and selfies where they're like, I'm a bag.
House of big women, oh, she's built like a bag of potatoes, or she's built like a sack of laundry. Those are horrible. But in the general standards of beauty, outside of Black community, I feel like someone in a thin body is appreciated. So I feel like fat women aren't really appreciated in a Black community and in like the major society. When you even think about like how people are given names on reality shows, like Biggie being like this Dominican woman and Rolly being a fat Black woman who people call roly-poly, it's just a constant reminder that bigger women often are even given names associated with their size. Rolly went as far as to like getting multiple plastic surgeries where she was even awake, showing how she was wanting to transform her body. So again, there are countless jokes in comedy about these body types, and even skinny girls are often referred to as like being built like a stick or a pole. Or there was this like constant joke in the 90s where, oh, you're so skinny, you could hula hoop the Cheerio. And it was just like, it got really tired. But I think that often, again, women are reminded about their bodies. And if their bodies aren't seen as perfect, sometimes they'll find reasons to change.
I know that's right. Big Latto.
I'm sorry, are we talking about the same Latto? You know, this one whose body is very much tea. There is no editing. Bad bitch, and the walls are most definitely not bending. Just look. Yeah. So, just stick to do what you do best, and that is talk shit about bitches you can't even compare to. Baby, her pockets are way bigger than yours, and you will never touch money like that in your life. So, yeah, it's really sad the way you talk shit about people. I don't know why you stitched that video. You might as well delete it because we all know it's edited. I don't know. My advice to you is to go get a job and clock in. Because I guarantee you Nikki's not paying your bills. She probably doesn't even know you exist. So, ta-ta and Megan's Law. Mwah.
Yo, I tried to be like everybody else and get a BBL. I think I went to the wrong person. Look what they did to me, dude. Dang. Wow.
Make them pay the second round of this BBL.
So Latto brings up an excellent point in her song that I think is really important for you guys to know, and that's that it's very common to need more than one round to get that perfect BBL. BBL is a Brazilian butt lift, and that is when we take fat from one area of your body, put it in your butt to give you that perfectly augmented shape that you're looking for. When we do that, though, we have to put the fat in a specific way. And that is because the fat that we're taking is alive and has blood vessels to and from it. We take it without blood vessels, we put it somewhere else, and we'll form new blood vessels so that that fat is still alive. When we do that, So you can inject it like a ball, think of an implant. If we took like an implant size thing of fat and we put it in there, the outer surface would be in contact with blood vessels and they would form new blood vessels and live, but that inner part is not going to get any blood flow and it's going to die and it can cause hard, painful cysts, lumpy appearance, things that you don't want to deal with. So because of that, when we inject the fat, we have to layer it like this throughout evenly so that it can get blood flow above and beyond and get all those new blood vessels that we need it to. Because of that, we cannot always get the perfect size or perfect shape that you want in one setting. Sometimes we need to do it knowing that you're going to have to go home, recover, and when the time is right, come back, go through another round of liposuction, and then augment on top of that new living fat so that the new fat can live. I love Latto. She's a musical genius, and I just love that she's helping me educate you guys.
So Mulatto came forward and told us that the only reason why she got a BBL was because y'all was on the internet calling her a bad-built mulatto mystery meat munchkin mouse couture. And it was hurting her feelings. Now, while that may be even true, there are a lot of girls, even back when I was in high school, that were looking forward to getting a BBL in the future to attract rich men. Like, apparently it's a part of the lifestyle. When I was in high school, there was a girl whose main goal in life was to become a baby mama. If you were to ask her, what do you see yourself in 5 years? She would tell you she's going to Brazil to get a BBL, come back, find a rich baby daddy, and put him on child support. That was her plan for life. I can't confirm whether she got the BBL or not, but I can confirm that she got some kids with a rich behind man, and she's well taken care of. She don't work no job. She goes to the gym, she eats healthy, and she read books all day. That's all she do. Y'all tell me what y'all think happened with that situation. But it's like from scrolling every day, we've kind of set a standard for what beauty is and from what attracts a certain caliber of men, I guess. And these women are looking towards it. They want to be accepted by the general public. It's kind of sad if you think about it.
Okay, so over the past year, I've seen countless videos of people talking about how early 2000s skinny is coming back. People are getting rid of their BBLs. Nobody wants to be thick anymore. We're going to be early 2000s skinny. And as somebody who grew up in the early 2000s, I don't think some of y'all know exactly what that means. Like when I think of early 2000s skinny, I don't think of getting rid of BBLs and not wanting to have a big butt. I think of things like this. This is what I mean. These are from Star Magazine in 2005, and these are the kind of things that I would see on a normal basis, reading magazines, watching TV, and things like that. Like during this time, apparently, if you're over 135 pounds, like that was considered big. And it's so crazy to me because like, this is what we mean by early 2000s skinny. And whether some of those women had confirmed eating disorders or not doesn't really matter, but the fact that their bodies were put on display like that in the media so often is insane to me, and that will be damaging for anybody's psyche, including the girls and women who are seeing that on a daily basis. One thing I remember in particular was these photos of Tyra Banks where she was caught on the beach looking fat in this swimsuit, and I guess around that time she was 160 pounds, and Tyra Banks is almost 6 feet tall. So 6 feet tall, 160 pounds, that is not crazy. But I remember she was dragged in the media. I saw those photos everywhere, and she had to get on her own talk show defending her body and saying, "Kiss my fat ass." And it's just like, I was internalizing that, and I'm sure millions of other people internalize that, saying like, oh my gosh, if that's supermodel Tyra Banks looking fat, then what am I? And then we have Jessica Simpson in these photos. Jessica Simpson was probably even ripped to shreds more than Tyra. People tore her apart in the media, in magazines, in all kinds of commentary for wearing these jeans and looking quote unquote fat, when I'm pretty sure in this photo she's maybe like a size 4, size 6 maximum. And again, my perspective looking at that was like, oh my gosh, like again, if that is fat, then what am I? And luckily now we have the body positivity movement where we're seeing different body types and body shapes in the media, and other people are being represented in a way they never were before. But I don't know. I'm just scared. Like looking at this, like I hope we do not go back to that, because that was a fucking shame.
So you don't full on need a coat body shape as a plus size woman to be considered attractive. And I know it's a lot of guys out there that only go for women period with coat bottle shapes, and I'm not against that at all, but just from my personal perspective, you don't need a full-on coat bottle shape as a woman or as a plus size woman to be considered attractive. But when it comes to this plus size shit, like that's what I love about this shit. Just like the all around beauty of it. Facts.
Ain't gonna hold you. I ain't really here for the girls coming online talking about how they got their surgeries because of insecurities and they let social media get to their head and shit like that. Because when we as the people tried to say that, we was broke as hell. We ain't had the money to get it. If we had the money to get it, we would have did it too. And that we need to shut the fuck up because y'all are wrong about the real reason we're getting these BBLs. Like I seen Latto say, oh, my body was T. Like before I got my surgery, my body was T. Yes, your body been T, Latto. I remember I seen a picture of you. You was on the tree. You had a swimsuit on. You saw your tattoo, everything. Your ass was fat then. I have no idea why you went out there. I think that was even before your BBL. I don't know why you went out and got your BBL. Crazy as hell. Jada Wade talking about she got her first cosmetic surgery at 18, 19. Baby, you're a little ass girl. You're a teenager. I don't understand why you feel like you need a fat ass and big ass titties at 18, 19. But when we try to say, oh, you know, that was a little crazy, that was a little crazy. We didn't say you looked horrible or nothing. We just said it was a little crazy. We got called broke. You feel me? Y'all, we was told to shut the fuck up because if we had the funds, we would do it too. But now the real reasons of why y'all getting these surgeries is coming out. And just like we supposed to feel that. But it's like we been saying that. We been knew the reason y'all was getting these BBS. We're not slow. No matter what type of story y'all tried to sell us, we knew the real reason. So I'm just saying, nothing that you're telling us is nothing we didn't already know.
I think, again, Latto entering hip hop, being from Atlanta, and seeing how like black bodies, the thick body was deemed as beautiful, made her change her appearance. So I've heard people call like even Tasha K bad built, and women like Lizzo is like bad built, and even Glorilla again was body shamed and constantly asked when she would get her body done, and ended up getting like new boobs. So again, I do get how it can impact someone's esteem. Now I don't like how Latto has compared the body sizes of rappers like smaller women, Coi Leray, and Lola Brooks in her music. And I think maybe, like she said, maybe she didn't mean any harm. But I think for someone to say that their body was kind of basically ripped apart, no pun intended, but choosing to talk about other women was really weird. And Lola Brooks, I didn't hear her publicly say how it bothered her. She probably got a lot of short jokes. But Coi Leray, she did seem a bit bothered by what Latto said about her body.
Say we're going to stop talking about bodies, then don't mention anything about my body. Just period. Don't compare me to nothing. Don't think about nothing. Don't, we're not smoking on anything. Like it's disrespect. And, where I come from, I just don't like that. You know what I mean? And as a human being, as a person, I have every right to say what I feel. But as I learned, not every action needs a reaction. Sometimes no reaction is a reaction. Mm-hmm. And I just hope my advice to the girls out there, just moving forward, find a better way to, I don't know, it's starting to get old, like the rap beefs for the guys. I don't even.
It could have been jealousy or just like seeing Coi Leray as someone who has been very secure about being a some rapper. But I think Latto has to be very considerate on how she may project her insecurities, right? Again, I do think that Latto is seen as a preference. And though she isn't sometimes like, she does tend to be accountable on a lot of her behaviors. And I think her acknowledging that the BBL was a mistake as a young woman is a part of that accountability. Again, I do think our body changes over time. And I think that Latto probably could have had a personal trainer who could have toned her body, kind of similar to Buffy the Body, who is very adamant about just like eating a certain way and doing workouts. But I think that, again, since Latto is now 25, their self-awareness is probably kicking in. And that's basically all I have to say about this topic. What do you all think down below? If you want me to do like a more intensive video on like the BBL or like body standards, let me know. And thank you so much for listening to Books and Looks TV. I'll see y'all next time.